episode. Today I lost a very dear friend a couple of days ago. Day before yesterday. Was it yesterday? Shit, I don't remember. I think it was yesterday. So he was a mentor of sorts, gave me my first opportunity to teach vocals and guitar at his guitar store in Bellevue, Washington. His name was Kevin Fallon. Fantastic human being on this planet. I spent many a time with he and his wife Becky at their house having dinners, and Becky was actually one of the Dirty Girls group that I had back in Seattle, and Kevin, a fantastic guitar player, played on my first album on two of my favorite tracks from that album, which is Simple and Higher Under Perch. He played the lead guitar, and was also, when we would do full band stuff, he would play guitar in the band. And he was part of the Gents. And he is the one who really encouraged me to keep going and recording my first album. And so anyway, this song is actually off my first album. I've decided to redo the vocals and remix it and put it on this next EP because it's such a good song. I think it deserves a little more love and a little tweaking. And this is one of the songs that first songs I recorded and brought into him at the guitar store to listen. And he just was like, I remember at one point he said to me, "You really have no idea how good you are, do you?" And that was it. That's all I needed. So let's take a look at what we got going on here. I'm going to shrink up my head so you can see my session. That's not me. This is me. Ooh. All right, I'm going to put myself up in the corner, kind of where I belong, in a corner. But anyway, it's they were like my family and continue to be like my family for a very long time. And, he's just one of those people, he and Becky, that just kind of got me and I got them. And he was an excellent songwriter himself, and he wrote a song about me called Gypsy Girl because I'm always moving. So, as you know, I was in Seattle, went to Austin, went to Virginia. Now I'm in North Carolina. I lived in California before Seattle, grew up in Virginia. All right, let's see what we got here. Let me show you what I'm working with. This is the mix PDF that I'm working with. And I do have this actually for sale on my website right now, along with a free subtractive EQ called The Secret Sauce. And it's got everything here. So this is what I'm working off of. So let's begin. We're going to do some top-down mixing. And you can see already I've got the mix bus chain happening here. We're going to give it a little listen and try to dial that in a little bit better. We are also going to use a extra, because I don't use the reverbs that come with the digital. So I added Whirly here. And so normally these small plates and stuff will come with some of these Logic MIDI instruments, but I don't use those. I use my own universal reverb and delay settings. So what I am going to do off the mix bus is see if we can access that. Yes. And we're going to make this, first of all, we're going to make it mono as a second reverb off. Mono verb off of the mix bus. This seems to be really, I did this with the last session of Don't Give Up and really gave it some nice depth and on the instruments that I kept in mono. So I'm glad I'm saying this because I need to go check the kick drum and the bass. We're going to keep those in mono. What the hell am I looking for? Abbey Road plates. Mono. And we're going to do just a valve plate because this is just very lightly applied, and really at the end of the day it's going to be the universal reverb and delays that we set up, which I've already got these set up right here, and we'll eventually have aux sends from all the instrument mix buses to these, and then we'll dial in the settings from there. Okay, so let's see what's happening. I'm just trying to get the bass to come out a little bit more already from the get-go. I'm trying to use the mix bus as the overall tone, and then so I don't have to work too hard to get the other stuff. That makes sense. I went to a slower time constant on the Fairchild just to give it a little more musicality, let it breathe a little bit more overall. Okay. I did 17 and then put the reverb on 16. Hello. Sorry, it's going to be a little bit like this today. Just is. I'll plug in there. Yep. I just option held and drug over the... Okay, so I redid the vocals on this as well. So, what's the gain on the +8? Okay, we're going to have to take all of these off because I want to make... make this also mono. These plugins out of here too. We don't need them. Trying to minimize the CPU on this as well and try to focus really on the mix bus chains. This seems to be a really great approach. So let's get all of these. Actually, what am I doing? So I've gone through and gain staged everything, all the tracks, including the mix buses, as you can see, to get them to sit between 15 minus 15 and minus 18 dB on the sliders. That seems to be the sweet spot right now as we are kind of using these analog emulated plugins. But that is not how it will stay as we add things. What is this? Oh, that is the lead vocal. Okay, these are the improvised. Great. Why I have that? No clue. Swamp riff, guitar lick, bus. All right. I also added a cleaner lick for this song, which is the main lick of this song, because as you can hear, the original guitar was just super distorted and very thin sounding. So, all right. Let's just do this. We might be able to use this for something else later. I don't know. I love this new feature. You can just drag this over, I think. Oh, come on. Nope. All right. Mono verb. I'll say this is open. Let's make this a different color so I don't get confused. All right, and I'm going to go to a verse so my ears don't get as fatigued as quickly. Also, let's get this arranged. Actually, nope. Marker. That's what I want. Geez, sometimes Logic, you're so sensitive. First one. I swear to God. Break down. This matters because this is where everything picks up. What's my... All right. So some of the intent of having these whirly notes like that, especially in Chain of Fools, Aretha Franklin, if you listen with headphones on and listen, and I think it's on the left side, you can hear in the background this faint electric or whirly piano part happening. It's repetitive and very rhythmic, and I never noticed it before, but it really kind of gives something to the song tonally and rhythmically. So that was the idea, yeah. Okay, look at this kick drum. Great. All in mono. Now, I'm going to try an experiment. I'm going to leave all of this in mono. What's this ride cymbal? Might use that. Oh, that was interesting. Okay, let's start. We don't need anything here. Might have to do, actually, I think what we should do with this. I don't know why that's coming out mono. It should be stereo. Huh. 15. 1. Yeah, that should be stereo. Yeah, we're going to have that be its own. As a matter of fact, I'm going to take it. Oh, yeah, I'm going to take it out of the bus, the guitar bus there. I think. Yes. Yes. Mix bus is 18. All right. Rhythm, guitar. I am also going to let them be in their own lane. I think. Well, I'm going to do that just in case. I want that to be the case later. These are also stereo tracks. So let's fix that. We're going to put this as no. 17.3. Let's start here. Great. Also, let's send this to the mix bus. In case I need to pan them separately, which I'm probably going to do. That needs also to be stereo. I love how that gain plug-in, once you change it to stereo, just goes to stereo. That's wonderful. And I'm just going to go ahead and set that while I'm here. Okay, great. We're going to use something I'm curious about. I'm just curious more than anything. From what I understand, the wave files aren't really indicative of anything, but I'm going to see what happens when I give this just a little more zhuzh. All right, nothing really. All right, what are we doing next? All right. Let's start with the drums. Where's my drums? Okay, so now on the drum bus, as you can see, where are you, drum bus? Do. As you can see, we're starting with tape on the drum bus, but everybody else is starting with console. What's going on with this? Hold up. Let me just double check everything. Yeah, that's right. Okay. And the reason is because it mirrors more of the workflow where the full drum stem hits tape before console or compression, adds glue, and it'll soften the transients and glue the kick in a little more vibey way. So that's why we're doing it this way. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to turn off these for the moment, and we're just going to focus on the drum bus. So let me make this microphone less in my way so I can actually read what I'm doing here. All right, so we put 2 compressors on the drums. These drums are live. These drums I actually played myself, but the caveat is this. I actually recorded every section separately. Kick separate from the hi-hat. I wanted a constant on the hi-hat happening. And I did all the snare fills separately as well. And interesting fact is that I used an electro voice dynamic mic. I think that's what I had at that time, and literally stuck it in the middle of the drum set, right over the kick drum, right in between the toms. And later I would hear that the Dap Kings did the same thing. They use one microphone on the drums, and I thought, anyway, so what we're doing is we're treating the drum bus first. We're trying to get them together, sounding cohesive like one drum set, since I did them all separate. But that's in any drum set. This just happens to be a live drum set. And next we're going to do a little tonal EQ to see if we can't get these drums to sit where we want them as far as their tone is concerned. And we're going to use Logic Vintage Tube EQ. Now, a lot of these settings are from my last session. And originally I had everything very, very subtle, but after doing this last session, I realized that you do have to kind of give it a little oomph in certain places. So I found that the drum bus is one of those places. That way we'll see how much we can pull out, the warmth of the kick drum and the punch. So what we're going to do is we're going to add at 60 hertz, we're going to boost between 4 to 5. We're going to do a bandwidth around 5. We're going to attenuate 60 hertz about 1.5. We're going to do a little boost of 10K here. Let me make sure I'm on the drum bus itself. Yes. To give it just a little shimmer, to try to get that Stax Records drum aesthetic. So this is where we're starting. We're going to put this 10 cell at 10. And that 10K, we're just going to boost it like 1.5. Yeah. Listen to that kick. Nice. Yeah. We're just going to gain stage that a little bit. About 10 is okay. We'll have to watch that as we continue on here with treating the kick and the snare. So I'm liking already where this kick drum is sitting. Hopefully we won't have to do a whole lot to this, and I'm going to try to really pay attention so I don't screw it up. Oh, that's a nice sounding kick. Only thing I'm going to try to do is try to get that airiness. I have noticed, listening to a lot of old soul records with headphones, that the kick drum, it's almost like you're in the room with the drums and you can hear the air being pushed through the kick drum, out the little kick drum hole, the kick pedal. So that's what we're trying to get here. So let's go see what we can do with this. Yeah, that's nice. Yes. All right, so on the kick drum, we're going to start with the NLS channel on Nevo. We've already got it set to about the right drive, about 11 o'clock. Nice. All right, now on the subtractive EQ, we are going to go very, very, very gentle on this. As a matter of fact, we're going to go to 20 because I don't want to take away too much of that nice roundness that we've got going already. And I'm not really sure the subtractive EQ here. No, we don't want anything else. That's all I want on the subtractive EQ. This stuff around the 225, 400 hertz is, clean up a little bit of the boxiness, but I found that that's a mistake for early soul records. At least it was on the last session that I did. So again, just following this, I'm going to just try to stick with the program, see what we got. It'll get us pretty close. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty confident. That reverb off the mix bus creates such a lovely little room sound. So you'll see. We'll take that into consideration once we get this mixed done and we start applying the universal reverbs and delays. So, okay. Puig Child. My favorite compressor. Compressor. My favorite compressor. I do a time constant about 2. All right, I just am trying to get it to just under 2 dB reduction on the Puig Child. Now, we are going to put tape in the chain on the drums as well, because when I recorded this, none of this went through tape. This was straight into a digital. It was GarageBand, actually, believe it or not. So, yeah, we are going to add some tape to the kick drum but we're not going to push it too hard because I don't want to smooth it out too. Yeah, see? Yeah. That's not bad. What was it hitting before? 12. Perfect. Just making sure I didn't turn any of these on. I took a little bit of the input out of the tape because I didn't want it to be that hard hitting. We'll see. That might have been a mistake. We'll see, but we'll know if we need more. We'll come back to the tape. All right, so tonal EQ on this. Yes, thank you very much. This is stereo, right? Yeah, okay. I'm not going to mess with too much of the EQ on this kick drum. I'm pretty pleased with it. Let's see what happens when I follow this, if it's going to help or hurt. All right, I'll leave it there for now because as we continue to EQ more things, oh, and actually, I really didn't mean to go that far on the tube EQ just yet on these. As a matter of fact, no EQ. I'm trying to get us up just to the point of the console, the subtractive EQ, compression, and tape. That's it, and then we're going to balance the tracks. Then we'll start going to the tonal EQ. My bad. Sorry, my head is not really completely here. I apologize. All right, so on the snare. All right, let's see what we got for subtractive EQ on this. Up to 80. I agree with that. Okay. We are not going to take anything on the low end of the snare out of here, but we'll take a little bit out around 35K, 3.35K for any harshness on this snare, but I like the way the snare sounds. I had a really great sounding snare on that little cheapy drum kit I had. It was pretty cool. All right, so let's get this. So we're doing the time constant of 3 to keep the snare as musical as possible, because it's already a really snappy snare. It's pretty tight already, but I want it to be a little more musical. I don't want it to sound really like with nothing. You know, I want it to have a little bit of flavor, I want it to breathe, basically. All right. I can already tell. Okay, don't let me get ahead of myself. All right, let's do some tape on this. We are going to do on this tape 811, 15. We're going to do nominal, saturation. We could probably push the saturation a little bit more. 4. So make sure we don't have anything on the wow and depth or the wow and flutter. And yeah, okay. Ooh. Not bad. Okay, so far, so good. I'm all right with that. Let's see what we got for... I don't really have an overhead. I guess that would have to be the ride cymbal. I'm going to go ahead and treat the hi-hat first and then come back to the ride cymbal. I'm not even sure if I'm going to use it in the song. It wasn't in the original recording. I don't see where it belongs in this song, but I might want to use it every once in a while for a little hit. I'm not really sure. So I'm going to go ahead and hone in on the hi-hat stuff. This is pretty important to me. Oh, plus the crash. So let's do 18. Crash is already going through there. Crash will come back to, it happens one time in the beginning of the song. And I kind of want it to be a little trashy. Like a little... I want this to border a little bit of Ike and Tina Turner. As a matter of fact, here is the okay. Oh. All right, we'll leave it as it is for right now. I haven't balanced things, but okay. I do think the snare was a little too bright. Let's see what happens when we treat the hi-hat. Oh, it's because I did the hi-hat. Let's see what happens when I put it in the drum bus. Sometimes I leave it out of the drum bus. Let's see what happens when I put it in. Yeah. Yeah, I'm leaving it out. All right, that's great. So now we can... I'm going to do a high pass filter at 200. Yeah. Okay. We're going to leave it right here for right now. I'm going to go feed my kittens and myself. And we'll come back. I'll come back tonight after dinner and keep on this. But usually I have to stop a little bit after drums anyway, just because gets to my ears, and I need a minute. So, especially with this particular song, but I'm liking the way the drums are sounding a lot already. They were supposed to be. This is to me like a garage soul song. Like it's supposed to be gritty, dirty, don't care, not really no polish is kind of what this song is about to me. It's kind of like a Delta blues meets soul vibe. So that's the intention behind this song. So, and I think we're kind of getting that. The trick here is to not try to smooth things too much, to let things breathe as much as possible, to let them sound how they're supposed to sound, kind of in their organic recording type thing, and then pulling it together in a cohesive type sound, of course, with the mix bus. So that's kind of the goal here. Now, normally I'm trying to get this kind of smooth, soul polished sound, but not for this song particularly. The trick with the hi-hat, though, is going to be to allow it to drive the song without, making it feel like your marbles are getting shook. All right, that's it for now. I will be back later to continue on the mix. So thanks for hanging with me, and I'll see you in a little bit.